Hey everyone, I'm India Best and welcome to a new series here where we're going deep into complex issues facing India today. We're starting with why so many engineering colleges in North India are shutting down. Since 2018, closures have raised questions about the future of engineering education. Is it supply and demand or larger forces at play? The answer is more complicated than a simple soundbite. We'll explore the factors driving these closures and what they mean for education and employment in India. So buckle up, because we're about to go on a journey through economics, education policy and sociology. Let's get started. Welcome to our deep dive into the reasons behind the closure of several engineering colleges in North India since 2018. So, let's start with the most obvious question. Are students even interested in engineering anymore? The short answer is, well, it's complicated. We've seen a decline in enrollment in traditional engineering programs, and there are a few reasons for that. First, the job market has changed. The days of an engineering degree being an automatic ticket to a high-paying job are sadly over. The industry now demands specialized skills, often in emerging fields like data science or artificial intelligence that many traditional programs aren't keeping pace with. Second, engineering, let's be honest, has a bit of an image problem. It's often seen as a difficult, high-pressure field, and many students are choosing paths that they perceive as more fulfilling or flexible, like design or entrepreneurship. And finally, we can't ignore the simple fact that there are just a lot of engineering colleges in India. The competition for students is fierce, and many colleges, especially newer ones, are struggling to attract and retain students. Okay, so we know that fewer students are enrolling in engineering programs, but that's only part of the story. The quality of education offered also plays a crucial role. And unfortunately, this is where many colleges fall short. Think about it. To attract top students and prepare them for the demands of the modern workplace, you need state-of-the-art labs, cutting-edge research facilities, and experienced faculty who are leaders in their fields. But the reality is that many engineering colleges, especially in North India, struggle to provide these basic necessities. Outdated equipment, a lack of investment in research, and a shortage of qualified professors create a learning environment that simply can't compete with top-tier institutions. And this isn't just about fancy labs and shiny equipment. Accreditation and affiliation are also major concerns. Employers want to know that graduates have received a certain standard of education, and without proper accreditation, degrees from these colleges can be seen as less valuable in the job market. Let's be real, running a college, especially one that requires specialized equipment and facilities, is expensive. And when you combine declining enrollment with the high costs of maintaining infrastructure and attracting quality faculty, you have a recipe for financial instability. Many private engineering colleges rely heavily on student fees, so when enrollment drops, their revenue takes a major hit, and this creates a vicious cycle. Less money means fewer resources for improvements, which further impacts the quality of education and makes the college even less attractive to prospective students. It's a classic case of supply and demand, but with a twist. The supply of engineering seats far outstrips the demand, and colleges are caught in a race to the bottom, lowering standards and cutting costs just to stay afloat. And let's not forget about the role of government funding. Public institutions often receive subsidies, but these are often insufficient to cover the actual costs, leaving them struggling to make ends meet. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: placements. For many, a good job after graduation is a major factor in choosing an engineering college. But the placement scene, especially for graduates of struggling colleges, is bleak. Companies want the best and brightest, but they're not finding them in sufficient numbers. Low placement rates damage the college's reputation, making it harder to attract students and faculty. It's not just about the number of placements, but also the quality. Are graduates getting jobs relevant to their field of study? Are they being offered salaries that reflect their skills and qualifications? Often the answer is no. This creates a frustrating situation for everyone involved. Students feel cheated, companies hesitate to recruit, and colleges struggle to break free from this cycle. Alright, so we've talked about declining enrollment, infrastructure issues, financial struggles, and poor placements, but the story doesn't end there. The government also plays a significant role in this complex ecosystem, and its policies and regulations can either support or hinder the success of engineering colleges. On the one hand, the government is responsible for ensuring quality control in higher education. They set standards, conduct inspections, and grant approvals for new colleges. This is crucial to prevent the establishment of substandard institutions that churn out unemployable graduates. However, the regulatory landscape can also be a double-edged sword. Overly bureaucratic processes, frequent policy changes, and a lack of transparency can create roadblocks for colleges, especially smaller ones that are trying to navigate the system. And let's not forget about the issue of corruption. Allegations of bribery and favoritism in the granting of approvals and licenses have plagued the education sector, further eroding public trust and creating an uneven playing field. The world is changing, and the way we learn is changing with it. The traditional model of higher education, with its rigid structures and emphasis on classroom learning, is being challenged by new, more flexible alternatives. Online education platforms like Coursera, edX, and Upgrad offer a vast array of courses often taught by professors from top universities at a fraction of the cost of traditional degrees. And let's not forget about the rise of boot camps and short-term certification programs that focus on teaching in-demand skills in weeks or months rather than years. This shift towards online and skills-based learning has profound implications for traditional engineering colleges. Students now have more options than ever before, and they're increasingly choosing paths that offer flexibility, affordability, and a clear pathway to employment. To stay relevant, engineering colleges need to adapt. They need to embrace blended learning models, incorporate online components, and focus on developing curricula that are aligned with the evolving needs of the job market. Now, it's impossible to talk about the closure of engineering colleges in North India without acknowledging the broader social and political context. Regional disparities in economic development, access to quality education, and employment opportunities all play a role in this complex equation. In many parts of North India, engineering was seen as a pathway to upward mobility, a way to escape poverty and secure a better future. But as the job market became more competitive and the quality of education declined, this dream began to lose its luster. Furthermore, social perceptions of different career paths also come into play. In some communities, there's still a stigma associated with vocational training or pursuing careers in fields like the arts or humanities. This societal pressure can influence students to choose engineering, even if it's not the right fit for them, further contributing to the oversupply of graduates. Addressing these deeply ingrained social and political factors is crucial to creating a more equitable and sustainable education system. The COVID-19 pandemic was a global crisis that touched every aspect of our lives, and the education sector was no exception. In fact, it acted as a catalyst, accelerating many of the trends we've already discussed. Lockdowns and social distancing measures forced colleges to abruptly shift to online learning, exposing the digital divide and highlighting the challenges of delivering quality education remotely. Many students struggled with limited internet access, a lack of dedicated study spaces, and the isolation of learning from home. The pandemic also exacerbated the financial woes of many colleges. With enrollment declining and operational costs increasing, many institutions found themselves struggling to stay afloat. Government support, while helpful, was often insufficient to offset these losses. As we emerge from the pandemic, the education sector stands at a crossroads. The challenges exposed by the crisis, from the need for digital equity to the importance of mental health support for students, require innovative solutions and a renewed commitment to investing in quality education. So, we've explored a lot of factors: declining enrollment, quality concerns, financial instability, government policies, the rise of alternatives, social perceptions, and the impact of the pandemic. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that we need to address: oversaturation. Simply put, there are too many engineering colleges in certain regions of North India. This oversupply of seats, coupled with the declining demand for traditional engineering graduates, has created an unsustainable situation. Think about it like this: if you have a shop selling a product that's no longer in high demand, you wouldn't keep opening more branches of that same shop, right? You'd either need to adapt your product to meet the changing needs of the market or risk going out of business. The same principle applies to engineering education. We need to be more strategic about where we establish new colleges and ensure that they're offering programs that align with market demands and equip students with the skills they need to thrive in the 21st century workforce. So, there you have it. The closure of engineering colleges in North India is a complex issue with no easy answers. It's a story of changing aspirations, economic realities, and a system struggling to keep pace with the times. But amidst these challenges, there's also hope. By addressing the root causes, investing in quality education, and embracing innovation, we can create a brighter future for engineering education in India. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into the world of education and beyond.